What's up, guys? You guys are now tuning in to episode 5 of Nike Talk, the podcast. As you see, we got the goat in the background, and thank you guys for tuning in. So, episode 4, we went all the way to Jersey to hit up the homie DJ Teddy King, and now we came back to my side of town, my area, California. And we hit up some people up north. It's kind of cool because this podcast is not only one guest, but it's 3 guests that run one account. And you guys might have seen their shit, and they have a lot of Nike shit, and they're just going to share stories with us. We're going to chop it up. So without further ado, enjoy episode 5, starting in 3, 2, 1. You dig? Welcome to the Nike Talk podcast, where we talk about anything Nike and shit. I'm your host, Felipe, aka Swoosh Preem. I'm here with my co-host, Nico, aka Hi Preems.
What up?
And today we have a couple very special guests today. Go ahead and introduce yourself, guys.
All right. Well, my name's Grant. We're 3 Word Thrifts. So,
yeah, I'm Victor. Me and my brother, we're twins. If you guys can't tell already.
No.
And then I'm Connor. I'm the last 3 Word Thrift.
he's a Santa Cruz division. So.
Yeah.
Damn. So you guys, it's a legitimate business.
Yeah.
We like to think so.
Yeah.
So, since there's 3 of you guys, this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go. Since how you guys introduce yourself, you'll pretty much like do it like how you did it right now. So, Grant, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll go first and then second, whatever. So, introduce yourself. Where do you guys live? How old are you guys? And something that like people may not know about you.
All right. Okay. Go right now.
Yes, yes, sir.
On the spot, boy.
I'm Grant. I live in Sacramento. I go to Sacramento State. 20 years old. I've lived with my brother my whole life. Boom.
Oh, I'm Victor. I go to Sac State. Me and my brother have been roommates. We're sophomores, and we love Nike. That's for sure. That's why we're on this call.
Well, I'm guessing one is downstairs and one's upstairs.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, Grant's up here, and we had to be downstairs because whenever we do Zoom meetings, it just echoes through, and it just sounds terrible.
All right, my name's Connor. I'm 20. I go to UC Santa Cruz.
Uh-huh.
And something you might not know about all 3 of us is that we grew up playing soccer together.
Yeah.
That's kind of how we became friends.
Yeah.
So how did like you guys get into vintage? Because like it's very like unique that there's like this account that has 3 people like as a collective. Now, how did you guys like get into that? Like, were you guys just thrifting like for yourselves and then came across something that was like of value and then it got you into it?
So in the beginning, we mainly did this just to make a little money. It wasn't really something that we took too seriously. In Dublin, we had a store called Savers, and we would go to Savers literally every day after high school, like just hit the racks and be there for like an hour. And we mainly only bought windbreakers. Like windbreakers, we would just sell them to our school. Like kids knew us just for vintage clothing, and windbreakers, literally like Nike windbreakers, were like, that was how we started. And then that's how we started getting into a little bit more Nike. But really for the whole like first year we did this, we really didn't even make that much money from it. And it was kind of like a little joke in the beginning, like our name 3 Word Thrifts. It's kind of an interesting name. There's a whole backstory to the name itself. A whole nother topic, but it is kind of interesting how we started, and now we're here, and we all collect different kind of stuff. We're all interested in different things.
Mm-hmm. Because like I seen you guys are like on the grind, and it's you guys stay at the bins, right? Like straight bins all day, pretty much.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So when we first
go for it.
Yeah, when we first lived in Dublin, we would go to San Francisco, and there's a Burlingame Bins, and that's where we met. That's where we literally met everybody. That's where we met like Thrifts with Blake, Nate's Dry Goods, Peter Vintage. Like those were the first people that we met, and they kind of introduced us into the whole vintage community. And before that, we didn't really take it seriously. And then when that happened, we were like, there's a lot more to this than what we thought, and we started to fall in love with thrifting and just the community itself.
Mm-hmm.
And so now we're here, and it's definitely nice for that.
Would you guys say like you guys came from like all three of y'all like would you guys say that you guys came from like wearing like streetwear items and then vintage, like, you know, people are into like going into like Zoomies, they would buy fucking, you know, something the hundreds or, you know, brands like that. Did you guys stem from that first and then like transition?
Like personally, like I was never like a street boy. Like I always like exactly went to like uh Zoomies and fucking I would wear all this stuff. I'd wear hundreds and all like Stussy and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then once it hit freshman year, me and Victor started like going to Savers. But that's when we first started like, oh, vintage is cool. We just, you know, wear it. If it's vintage, I think it's vintage, you know.
Yeah.
That's personally me. That's actually for me and Victor, because
we're the same person basically. So we have the same likes and dislikes. So.
That's crazy. What about you, Connor?
I guess before, yeah, I was a little bit into like the whole street thing, but not like I wasn't like fully invested in it.
What are you talking?
What?
You're so into the streetwear. You're like the street guy. Like in the three-word thrifts, there's like the vintage, which was me and Grant, and then before it was Connor who would do like the Supreme, Rick Owens. Like he has a pair of 97 John Witherspoons. Like, are you serious? Like you're in the fight, bro.
I'm very knowledgeable in that area. I wouldn't say like
knowledgeable.
I'm like buying a ton of that like right now. Like earlier when we first started, I guess so, but like most of that stuff sold now. I'm definitely like transitioned to vintage because it's more just like one of a kind things, you know. You could have multiple of the same shirt, but right, each one might have a story to it that makes it special. So it's like it's that sort of thing that kind of caught my eye and like transitioned me over.
Now, one thing I want to start saying on this podcast, like, I kind of like broke it down like into like how I think why we do this kind of stuff. So there's one point that I like to make like with kind of like the shit that I study like in school. Like I love studying like behaviors and stuff. So like there's one thing that like I always think about, like, why do we always like keep going to the thrift store, right? Like why? Like do you ever ask yourself that? Like why? And like why do you like do that shit like every day? I know
something
it's
new.
like
It's like you never know what you're gonna find. I think
that exactly is why I love thrifting, is because you go to a thrift store, there'll be something new every day. Like,
exactly.
it's so random. That's why it's so fun to thrift, because you never know what you're gonna find.
Let me tell you this though, like, would you say that the time that you found something of like great value, like the magnitude of this item was like so huge in value or whatever to you, it doesn't have to be monetary, but like you fucking loved it, whatever, do you feel like that like reinforced you to like go back to the thrift store often?
Oh yeah,
definitely.
Sure.
Yeah,
I mean, before we would only hit racks, like just thrift stores, and from going to San Francisco, we realized that Bins is like the place to be. That's where you want to go, because like thrift stores are okay, they'll like put out some stuff every day, but Bins, like every day is going to be new. Like every day is going to have something different no matter what. And that's when we started getting good stuff at Bins, like $20 windbreakers, we were like, oh, this is okay.
Yeah.
And then we started going to Bins, we were getting, oh, tour shirts, like this is more expensive than just windbreakers. Like this is nice. And so that kind of drawed us back to keep on going to Bins. And
I guess another part another part that kind of drew us in, it was just fun. Like there's 3 of us. Like a lot of thrifters go out by themselves,
Yeah.
and like they might get super into that part, but like for us it was just like we were hanging out. And
Yeah.
so that was, if we didn't come out with anything that day, like at least we were all hanging out and having fun. So I
Yeah.
guess that's kind of like what kept us motivated as well.
I still remember all those drives we'd take to San Jose Savers and do our
Yeah.
little things, you know,
Our warm up.
little warm ups, waking up real early, playing some tunes, getting in the car, jamming out, then getting really hyped to hopefully find like a grail at like a rack. This is like way before we hit bins. So there's like, it's like what we did, you know, we had a little routine, and it was just like, it's really cool, like memories for me just to see back on it, you know.
How
So
we
when you guys go to racks, are you guys going in together or you guys just split?
Oh, we go in together. We know where we're going. We all know what the stuff is. We kind of rush over there, and then whenever someone finds something, we go, "Oh, look what I got!" And we're like, "God damn it!" Like, me.
I'll be right back. I need to get my packages from my doorstep before they get
Ooh.
taken.
Hey, as long as you open them right quick online.
yeah, live opening us some new. Dude, I love.
Yo, what are the new pickups you guys have? Anything new other than the Nike?
Well, so what Grant's wearing right now is something that we just got.
Oh shit!
Kind of hard to, but it's a salesman sample from the UK.
Oh wow!
Is it
This
all
is-
embroidered?
This is embroidered right here, and then this is like a really like thick and rubbery material that I've never felt on a Nike shirt before. And then the arm, it
Oh
says
shit! Yeah, it's
the 93 European sales meeting Amsterdam. So that's kind of cool. And then I got this over here too today.
is that on a gray tag?
Yeah.
93
Oh
gray tag.
shit!
I got this like 70s piece today.
Oh wow!
That
This-
one's really crazy.
This is like mid 70s Steve Prefontaine t-shirt. Not this is like before they even had Nike tags.
Wow!
Kind of hard to tell, but this is like a Hanes.
Oh, he's got the shirt.
What?
Oh, I
Oh,
saw
I
it.
missed it. I missed it.
Oh shoot.
God, I saw for a sec.
On a heavy tag, so it's 70s.
Oh,
See, what is it?
It's is it a yellow one or is it like blue?
No, it's the black heavy tag from the
No,
Chrome.
like you gotta show us. Let's see it.
You gotta show us, my man.
Oh shit!
Oh, it's the
Yeah,
Oh,
tan
you
one.
have your
The background's covered.
Oh my gosh, MJ.
I can't see it.
Fuck. Hold on, let me see. Hold on.
oh shit!
I think I got some more Nike over here.
Oh wow!
Dude, that's
Fire. There we go.
You guys are more into like late 70s, like 80s, right?
Yeah.
You guys are more 80s, right?
yeah,
Okay,
70s type of stuff. I mean, but if it's like something like crazy like this,
yeah.
then like I'm gonna get it. Like I don't mind 90s stuff, you know.
Yeah.
It's something I wanted to talk about, but we can talk about that later.
Do you wear the 70s stuff too? Like, even though it's like, you know, usually like a skin tight crop top type of thing?
I'm a skinny guy, so I can
Okay.
fit a bunch of this
Okay,
stuff.
okay.
So.
I can basically fit medium, large, XL. It really doesn't matter.
Yeah, yeah.
We get really lucky with that. Oh, is
Oh,
that another
That
one?
Jordan.
Is that the
oh
Mars
my
one?
gosh, I hate this stupid.
Yeah.
Is it Mars? Oh, dude.
Oh, that's a good one too. Yeah.
That was an eBay pickup, huh?
This one I got off of IG for 35.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
35? Oh,
Yes,
wow.
sir. You gotta invest in yourself, fam. All right, let's get back to it. So, what were we talking about?
Like the history, I guess, like just hitting thrift stores and stuff like that. And
Oh, okay. You guys said you guys go every day, every single day. Now,
Yeah.
it's like this. Like, I know that you don't find something every day, right? But it's like the longer you're there, and then how do I explain this? Like, you're there for a certain amount of time. Within that time, like, you may hit something, you may not hit something, but sometimes you hit something big, and I feel like it's like that kind of stuff that makes you go back to it. So for me,
Exactly.
example, like I hit something pretty big at a Rax, right? It was, and I didn't know what the value of it was because I didn't know what the fuck the backstory of it was, but I found out that it was the same jacket that fucking XXX Tentacion died in.
Oh, the Disney
Oh,
Disney
Oh,
jacket.
yeah. The Pooh
Yeah.
Bear?
Yeah, so I posted it on Depop, and this is when I first started. So I first started, posted it on Depop, and like people were hitting me up for it, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, this is a random ass Pooh Bear jacket, you know? I ended up selling it for like $250, and I was tripping out, like, what the fuck is going on? Like, you know? I ended up finding out that he got shot in it, and I was like, oh shit, it's kind of fucked up now.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. But then, like, when you have those kind of moments, like when you find something that big in magnitude, it's like you're more likely to go back and keep doing it, right?
Yeah. For us,
You-
it was like a grind for us, you know. We wanted to be like the best of the best, and like literally like every single day, senior year, junior year too, we'd go to Savers, stay for an hour. We like knew everybody there at this point. They always like saved the racks for us, all the men's racks. They'd save it. They like, oh, this looks like vintage. We're like, oh, that's vintage. Yeah, thanks. They put like a cheap price for us on there. I mean,
Yeah.
it wasn't like we were pulling like crazy stuff. I mean, of course we had some crazy stuff come out of there, but like, I mean, sort of with that, like, I found like a Mason Margiela hoodie that Victor passed on that because he didn't know what it was. Lil Uzi wore it, and so then I sold it for like $200, and I was like, that's
Jeez.
cool, you know, it's cool to find that type of stuff, and just like, I like think about all the stuff that I found, and like I know exactly where I found it, like all the details about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone
So my question is real quick. So when you guys go to the bins, is there an average time that you guys spend there? And if you strike on something big, are you staying or are you guys just bouncing, like taking your stuff and going?
I mean, if something comes out, we're just like, we got to stay here for the whole day. Like, this is crazy. Like, there might be more of it. Like, we got to stay here.
Yeah.
Like, it's a grind for us. Like, we're out there for like 6+ hours, maybe.
Jesus.
Like,
sometimes even more. We'll wake up at 7:30, get there at 8, right when they open up. And usually the morning bins is always the best. That's what everyone always thinks. So you try to get there early as you can. And then we usually stay there sometimes till like closing. So they'll close at 7:30. So sometimes it'll be like
All day.
an hour day, 10-hour day, just chilling at bins. But we come to the point now that we've been to bins so much that like we kind of recognize the rotations and like how the things go every day. So like we'll know when like rotations will be really good. Like, oh, like I can see that bin coming out. It has like tag clothing from a Goodwill store. It's not going to be vintage. Like, so it's just like you learn a whole bunch of like just tiny little details that you have to be there every single day just to recognize. And also having friends there just every day with you, you learn so much just because they talk about stories and stuff. And it's really just being at bins, you learn a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
if you're not,
when you guys first went, were you guys ever intimidated by,
oh, yeah.
people there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like all the old heads there, they like, they just like try to create this like pressure on you.
Yeah.
Like this like old man that would always say the same thing, like, oh, I don't want anything. I hope you guys get it all. And like he just pulled crazy stuff, and we're like, how does he do it? And he's just like creating this like pressure around us. But then after a while, we're like, oh, it's just Chupa, like crazy old man. Like,
There's one guy over in Sacramento. I went like a couple times. There's a guy over by the book section. Just
yes.
Yeah, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
it's like right by the vending machine.
Yeah.
Every time I've gone there, he's always there, just chilling there with like a fat stack of books or something.
Books, that's a whole nother.
Books, they go crazy.
It's honestly crazy.
Dude, yeah, it's crazy going from racks to just straight bins.
It's kind
like
of
it's
my opinion. I can't go back to racks because bins is just so much better than everything that you can.
Oh yeah, it is cheaper.
It is so cheap. Exactly.
I went like a couple times and I was there for about an hour, and it was I think it was just more than enough for me. I got so tired. I drove from Chico out to Sacramento.
Oh yeah.
I was like, dude, this is not for me. I cannot do this.
Yeah,
I went by myself, so I was just sitting there alone. Nobody was there. Let's talk about this shirt right here.
Yeah.
I'm wearing it, man.
Tell us the story, because you were telling me in the DMs, and it's like it's kind of fucked up, but at the same time, you came out You know?
Yeah. I'll tell a story because I found on Depop. So I saw him posted like it was like 10 minutes, and he listed it for $800.
$800.
And I was like, holy shit! If that like I need this in my life, because like I'd rather have a piece that like nobody has and
Mhm.
spend like tons of money on because no one has it, and like it could be like an archive piece, it could be like amazing, right? And like you've seen like the 70s, you see the 80s ones, you know, they're still fire. I still need one, but like if I had a 90s piece that nobody has, like I'll be like known for having that piece.
Yeah.
And so I offered him like a good amount of money, but not as close as 800. And it's been like a couple days. He was like thinking about it. And then, so I sent it to like DJ Teddy King, Boo Vintage. I sent it to all those boys.
Yeah.
Shout them out. They have some crazy shit. They're all so cool.
Yeah.
And they started realizing like, oh shit, I need this too. So they offered more money than what I offered. And I was like, fuck it. I'm just gonna spend $800 on it. I need
You
it.
dropped $800.
Yeah.
Fuck.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Dude, I was talking to View Vintage, and he like texted me about it, and same with Teddy. I think Teddy was texting me about it,
Yeah.
and he's like, I was telling him like, oh, what did you offer him? And he's like, honestly, I don't want to pay more than $350. And I was
Nah,
like, fuck,
he
I
offered
offered him
six.
$380, dude. And he's like, just kept like, no, I'm gonna hang on to it. And he's like, he told me he got an offer. I'm like, fuck, dude, there's no way in hell I can top this off.
Yeah.
And then just one day, it just gone. I'm like, fuck. I know one of the Nike guys has to have had this. And
Yeah,
I saw
I know.
this, and I'm like, oh, that's who got it.
So
Yeah.
we
Crazy.
were messaging him, and it was like maybe 1:00 in the morning, and we were like, oh, we should message him, see what he's thinking about our offer. And he messaged us back. He goes, hey, DJ Teddy King and Boo Vintage offered these crazy numbers, and
And
my brother, yeah, they offered a lot more than we did, and trade as well. And so we were like,
Jeez.
we're not letting this get away. And so me and Kara were like, whatever, we're gonna buy this right now. And at like 2:00 in the morning, we bought it for 800, and we were like,
Good Lord.
we were like just off of it. We were just really waiting for it to come in. And so when it came in, it was like took two or 3 days, and we were just praying that it wasn't gonna be a bootleg or something fake. And we pulled it out of the package, and we looked at the tag first, and we were like, it's a real shirt, no question. And then we were like feeling the print, and we were like, oh, it feels okay. And then we like kind of put it to the sun, because it's really easy to tell if it's like a bootleg. If you can put it to the shirt to the sun, you'll see like the outline of someone ironing it on, or like some fake shirt. And barely, it was very faded, but it's like a very white line around the whole shirt, like the graphic part itself. And it's super faded, so that's why we're still thinking it could be potentially a 90s, but the odds of it is not really that high. So it's still something that's probably one of the craziest Nike shirts.
Oh, for sure.
Like the Nike graphic itself is insane. Like,
Dude,
regardless if it's like bootleg or not, like just the fact that it has like 3 of them there, and then the back hit is probably my favorite.
Oh, the back is nuts. I love the back on it.
the part that just makes me consider, like, even if this is a bootleg, like this is such a complex graphic. Like,
Oh, yeah.
like putting the back print on it too, like it just made it even more like feel like a Nike shirt, just having the back print. If it just had the front print and had like the screen print, I would have been like, I mean, it could still be bootleg, but just having the back print too, it's so interesting. Like,
It definitely, no doubt, it's bootleg.
yeah,
We've like, it's so hard to like look this stuff up because there's not that much information on it at all. Like, I sent it to plenty of guys, like people that used to work for Nike, and they said they don't remember making this print. So it's like, it's gonna be an ongoing process to like really confirm if this is real or bootleg, but it's mostly leaning to the bootlegs type of side.
Does it have a size tag on it, like other than the shirt
It
tag?
has it all.
It's
Yeah.
a real Nike shirt. It's just the graphic on the front isn't legit.
Yeah,
But
it's a blank Nike shirt that someone put that on, because you know they had blank Nike shirts, like blank shirt. I have one actually, but like I don't know. It's just a whole story to it.
That's
Which,
that we need to
The
have.
thing that trips me out is that he was just told you like, oh, like he gave you a refund and let you keep it too.
Okay,
So
yeah.
I'm like tripping the fuck out, like, dude, you came up crazy, like, you know.
I still paid a little bit for it. I paid 10% what I bought it for. So I gave him $80 for it. Just thinking, because like it's such a cool shirt. Like even though it's most likely bootleg and fake,
Yeah.
it's such a cool that I don't mind wearing it. You know, I'm not really that guy that likes to wear fake stuff, but this is like too cool not to pass on.
The details on them too. I'm pretty sure they had like pinwheels, right?
Yeah,
The guys wearing pinwheels, or at least two of them.
yeah.
So the two on the right.
Yeah, it's like a purple one and then a red one, right?
So,
Yeah.
So another thing that's also really sus about the shirt is that like it looks good like in pictures, but when you see it in person, like the center guy in the picture is like it's clean, like graphic, but the guys on the left and right of him, especially
like,
on the right,
shaded, right?
it's kind of fuzzy. Like the print, it's a little fuzzy, but it's just something.
No, absolutely crazy, dude.
Yeah, it would be our craziest shirt in our collection, but it's not anymore, sadly.
The other one that you were sharing with me, you said you had the beer relay. Honolulu.
Yeah.
Is it posted here?
Yeah, so go up a little bit. It was on that shirt, the Nike one.
Go down.
Down.
There's nothing but 76
right there.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, those are beer relays. If no one knows, but those are really.
Yeah, I'm not that knowledgeable on that kind of shit. So you guys.
That's all DJ Teddy King, dude. He offered a lot of money for that stuff. I'm not gonna say what he offered, but it's a lot.
Good time.
Show him the backs.
I could show you. Let me just.
Yeah, show him the back.
Where do I know that green hat from? I know someone in Sacramento had that, right?
Upside finds a meme.
Upside, right?
Huh?
Is his upside fine?
Yeah, a mean found that one.
Super cool.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I swear I
Go
saw
ahead and
that.
show it again.
Crazy, dude.
Yeah, those are. You should tell the story behind that, Grant.
Okay.
Here, I'll get the other shirt that we got from that day.
Oh God, dude.
So, one of my good friends stuck in the 90s. He's a really dope guy. He collects sports stuff. He's got some crazy sports stuff. He sent me this DM like, "Oh, this guy has these Nike shirts."
Wow.
That's the other one.
Wait, so real quick, there's a stamp on this tag. If you really can't tell, it's really hard. You see it?
I can see it. Yeah.
So that stamp is the like an employee bought this shirt at the store.
The employee store.
Oh, the employee store. So they got a discount on the shirt, and then they got the stamp on the tag as well with this shirt, which is insane, as obviously.
So he sent me this story. He was like, "Oh, this guy has these Nike shirts. I don't know what the price of them." I was like, "Damn, those are good." And at first, he was selling each one for $50. I was like, "Yeah, buy them for $50, like right now." And this guy's kind of like flaky. He was like kind of like on and off on texting. And so then I DM'd him. I was like, "Hey man, like I need those shirts." And he was like, "Oh, someone just offered me like $200 for each one." I was like, "Well, I mean, I could do trades." And so I traded him my Mike Tyson rap tee that I pulled, and then my Lauryn Hill Busta Rhymes rap tee I pulled from '99.
They're on our page if you can see them, but those rap tees were crazy varied.
And so I got those two and the soul from that guy for a trade. So
Jeez.
and he actually DM'd me yesterday. He was like, "I have more Nike stuff that I haven't shown you." I was like, "You better send some pictures."
Jeez.
Yeah.
We got those from him. That was definitely probably one of our more nicer Nikes that we've gotten.
Mm-hmm.
That is crazy.
Hey Connor, I see you're wearing some Nike too. Are you wearing Nike?
Yeah, I have the McEnroe on.
McEnroe.
Huh?
McEnroe.
McEnroe.
It's McEnroe.
No. What?
It's McEnroe.
Is it?
Yeah.
I didn't even know.
Go watch old tennis highlights. They say McEnroe.
McEnroe with the swing.
I don't know. I guess it doesn't really matter, right?
Did
Yeah,
you
I got this from a trade.
Oh shit.
Dude, those go for some money, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Posted one, and I was like,
Freaking Swoops just got a shirt too that he beat me to on Depop.
oh, dude, we have a really crazy shirt that Grant's probably about to show you. That not a lot of people have. Definitely, it's a super cool one.
Oh, that one,
wow.
yeah.
Let me see it. Let me put that.
The blue tag.
Wow.
Does it
It
have a
was
Is it tagged the exact same?
yeah, it's the blue tag.
Well, it's not the same as the print.
Oh,
but
Oh wow.
it's like a blown up version of this tag. I'm not gonna be able to show you.
Yeah.
but
Yours
yeah.
is the checkered one, right?
Yeah.
And then
That would have been crazy.
this
Oh,
is
whoa.
the rare UK one on a UK tag.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's really small. I need to blow this thing up, but this is really dope stuff too.
Wow.
Yeah.
The one falling apart is crazy.
I know, dude, if that was a bigger size, holy
Yeah.
cow. Oh my god, I'd wear it so much.
Do you guys have like a site preference that you guys like to use more than the other for shopping?
I don't want
Or
to like
is it
give it
just-
out.
Right. But
I mean, like, I do like a lot of sourcing. Like, I go on every platform that like I could find, like anywhere, like Instagram. I do it all the time. I
Right.
like look up certain things, meet like new buyers, new sellers, and like it's really cool. And then they're like, "Oh, so you like Nike stuff?" I'm like, "Yeah. If you have any 80s, 70s Nike or any obscure stuff, like any obscure Nike, I'll buy it. You know, because I think it's cool." And then we create this relationship that they go, "Oh, I found this." I'm like, "Oh, I'm good on that one, but thank you for sending it to me." You know, just like
right.
being patient and being nice to the buyer or even the seller sometimes. That like creates a bond between you guys.
Crazy.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
wouldn't say there's one like site that's like, oh, you're gonna find all the steals on this one.
Mm-hmm.
But like, you just gotta like put in the work because you're not the only one on there looking for stuff.
Yeah,
You
there's
know,
thousands
you have
of-
competition.
Yeah.
You just gotta you gotta check everywhere.
What's your guys' biggest sale?
Huh.
Great,
Uh,
man.
I rock that sale. I found a Levi's Type 2 jacket at a bins at Sacramento bins. This Mexican dude pulled it. He had no clue what it was, and we were like cool. He's selling me his vintage. I give him like Carhartt or whatever, and I was like, oh, that's cool. You know, I'm like not trying to freak out because he pulled a banger, and I posted it on our page. It got a good amount of likes. I was like, I'll give you $30 for it. He was like, sure, and I got it. And I was like, I can't believe I just got this for $30. And
Well, no. Okay, so Grant was going to his car to go get the money to buy the jacket, and I was like, I didn't even know what was happening. I was just like looking from afar because I was like, Grant said he just got something. Like, I wonder what he got. So I'm like looking at the guy, and I see this like old white dude walk up to the Mexican guy who pulled the jacket, and he's like picks up the jacket, and I see it's a Type 2, and I'm like, oh my God. And I was like, Grant definitely just bought that, and he's trying to buy that from him. So he's like talking to him, trying to buy the jacket off of him before Grant got back. And I like ran over there, and I was like, hey, I know I'm his twin. I'm gonna give him his money because I had money in my pocket. So I gave him $30. I was like, just take it, dude. Like, he already paid you. Come on, like, just give it. So I got the jacket, and Grant came back inside and didn't see him have it. And I had it in the cart, and that was the craziest day itself, honestly.
Wait, so what's up with like Levi's? That's something I'm like not familiar with. What's
That jacket's
Oh,
like from the 40s or 30s,
no,
like
60s.
it's a 50 jacket. It's a
50?
50s?
yeah.
Go on her page, you can see it. Let's
Fair
go
enough.
to the Instagram.
It's rare because of the pockets too. Like that jacket doesn't come out like often.
No,
It's
it does
usually
not.
like the Type 3s that come out.
Yeah.
If you have questions, send them because we will help you guys. Like
Yeah.
we know a lot of stuff, so just
So,
really
like the whole Levi's thing, like when they post pictures, like the way that they like curl they'll roll up the pants or whatever. Like,
dude,
this-
you really know nothing, man.
I
So
know nothing, dude.
Hey, was that jacket salvage?
yes,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that's exactly. So when they curl those that the bottoms of
Right.
the leg, they'll show a red line on the side. So not every Levi's jean is selvage. You see that? You see what my brother is showing?
Yeah.
Selvage. That's from the 50s. Those are baby 1950 baby Levi pants.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So the selvage, it's a lot better material, and it makes the piece way, way more expensive. If it's selvage, and there's just a lot of history behind it, and a lot of knowledge you have to know. Like Levi's is definitely probably one of the top stuff you can collect out there.
Yeah.
It's super, super
People
expensive.
go into like mine shafts to try to find like old Levi's and shit.
You see that video that came out like a month ago? The guy finding like $500,000 worth of Levi's
Yeah, it's crazy.
from like the 1870s. It's crazy.
Jeez.
But yeah, so Grant ended up selling that jacket for $2,700.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah.
Did it go to
God
Japan?
damn.
Huh?
It was actually an American collector.
Oh, okay.
But the sad part was that someone told me that because my jacket was blanket lined, and people don't like it blanket lined, so they cut it. So they cut the blanket lining out of it so they could fit it better, which is like, it just devastates me that someone would do that to a jacket because it's like so beautifully preserved, and then you decide to just destroy it like that. And it's like, it breaks my heart that someone would do that.
We don't know if he did that.
We don't know. That's what someone told me though, but that's what they do a lot in Japan.
Which is terrible. Yeah, Levi's and true vintage is a whole nother thing. And also, other than Nike, me and my brother, we collect vintage 60s, 50s like sweat, like hoodies and crew necks. You may have seen on all that stuff right there. That's a whole collection of hoodies.
Is that the rainbow picture that you guys said?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one, dude.
Yeah. So that stuff is very collectible as well, and we have a plug over here for that. And
wow.
Very cool for that. So we it's not only Nike that we like, but we also like true vintage, like OG stuff. Not as much 80s, 90s, 70s is okay, but we like the 60s, 50s, older stuff. That's definitely our kind of thing too. So there's so much knowledge. It's crazy. Just being in, like, us doing this for 4 years we've learned so much from it, just from meeting people and just like learning little stories about everything is.
And there's still stuff like every day that we're like, we had no clue that was a thing.
Yeah.
Like we're still learning stuff.
That's the fun part. Like you never know what you're gonna find or what you're gonna learn.
Yeah.
Like it's so crazy. Like there's so much information that you can retain about this stuff. Even like the people that have been doing this for like 20 years, they go, I don't know what that is, you know, and then you have to acknowledge them. And it's like they tell you some knowledge, and you know, it's like a really nice community that like gets together and becomes like a big family.
So for Levi's, I'm still on this whole Levi's thing because that is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
When you're going through, like, what do you look for? Like, what is it that you check personally first?
I check the tag, brother.
Yeah.
I mean, not even that. If you see an old pair of denim, like you just see the color and how it looks, and then, like for a second, you will know that it's old. Like for me, like if I see a shirt or like even just a tip of a single stitch in a bin, like I will see it and grab it instantly. Like it just, my eyes are trained for that.
It's just instinct at this point.
It's an instinct. So like if we see some like denim that just like it looks a little bit like rugged and like it darker, or maybe even just like you put your hand in the bin and you can feel something like very old or rough, like that's kind of a sign like, no, that's old. Like not even just like seeing the tag first, because like you won't have a chance to see a tag in the bin. Like you have to grab it and just hope it's something good. Like you just got to know. And it's kind of crazy, but denim is it's all in the feel of just like telling if it's old or not. Or
it's one of those things where like if you were to try to like sit down and think about how you do it, like you don't know how, but if you were to just go and do it, you'd know how to do it.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Damn.
If you have questions about Levi's stuff, just hit us up after it, because it's a long, like there's a lot to talk about Levi's.
So
we're still learning stuff too.
Yeah.
What would you guys say? Like, is there like, how much is your collection worth for Nike wise?
Nike. I mean, okay. So to me, like, if it's not like something like this is worth a lot to me, just because like you will never see another one of this,
right?
And I'll value this even higher than what some like other Nike collectors might value it.
Yeah.
Because that's what I personally think it's worth. You know, if I have like some common like, oh, you know, like a 80s, 90s shirt, like a running tee that everyone's seen before, that's seen multiple times, I'll value that like $20, you know. Like when we first started collecting, like I'll show you, but like the first thing we started collecting was just like essential swooshes, just like that. Like we have a bunch of that stuff in our collection. Like we just think it's so like iconic. Like just the Nike logo we think is like amazing. And so that's what we started collecting. Value wise, I mean,
I would probably value everything
Oh,
just
number.
from what DJ Teddy King offered us on just 2 shirts. I'd probably value everything at like
$5,000 at least.
$5,000 maybe. Yeah.
That's just like Nike stuff. You know, it could be even more. I don't know. It's hard to say because I don't like to sell Nike stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's like something I don't want.
Yeah.
But like the stuff that I'm like keeping here is something like
I'm not gonna think of a price tag for it.
yeah, exactly.
On my mind really to want to let it go. Like how it's like for my hoodies, like honestly, people hit us up for our hoodies and like our sweat stuff more than anything, and that's like people really want us to sell it, but I don't ever want to sell it. It's like it's something I'm gonna probably keep my whole life.
Yeah.
Like
It's like once you let it go, you won't see it again.
yeah. Like oh yeah, that's the worst thing. If I sell something that I regret, it's
I sold
Grant. Just accuse Grant to start talking.
Oh no, shut up.
I mean, that's why if I were to sell my Akira, like I would probably kill myself. I'd be so mad.
Oh, you found that at the bins, huh?
So that was the same bins as the Type 2 as well, man. Our bin is just great. But it was like 9 of us there that day, like 9 thrifters, which is usually that's a lot of people. So it's hard to get something when there's a lot of like heads like you there. And we were literally all in one bin. And I was on the corner, and there was this Mexican lady. It's always some Mexican lady.
Oh my god!
And her hand was like on the side of the bin, but it was like on top. Like her hand was on the shirt, and she was like leaning into the bin. And I like looked for a second. I just like it was folded up perfectly. It was like folded perfectly in the corner, and I saw it for a second. And I just went. I grabbed it, and I just ran to my car. And I was like, are you serious? And like no one knew what I pulled. No one saw it, which was insane to me because I was the only one who had the chance to see it. And everyone's like, oh, let's see the tour shirt you pulled. Like, oh, it's not going to be as crazy as you think. And I'm like, no, this is a grail. And I pull it out, and everyone screamed. Like I kid you not, the whole place went like just a big gasp in the whole good.
Random people started coming to our area. Like, we're like, oh, it's nothing. Don't worry about it.
But yeah, I've been offered a lot for it too, but I really don't want to sell it just because I pulled it. I'm more inclined to keeping my stuff. So for me, I keep what I find. But for Grant, he always sells. Like if I would have not sold the Type 2 jacket, probably that's just me. But he sold something that he will probably never find again. So that's how I view it.
Hold up.
Do you guys do this for like a living? Like you guys live off of the money, or do you guys like just do it like for side? Like,
so in the beginning it was kind of like a hobby, and now it's turned into this whole thing. Like our whole room has like boxes and clothing and stuff's hung up everywhere, and it's just like I guess you could say, I mean, we make good money off of it, so like why not say we do this for a living? Because like I know people like, oh, I do a 9 to 5 and I hate my job. I'm like, well, I don't hate what I do. I make good money. I'm probably make maybe the same amount as you, maybe not consistently, but some days I might have like really good sales and make good money. You know, like it's fun for me. I love what I do. So
yeah, I'm probably never gonna stop thrifting ever. Like I'm gonna be
the real job is gonna be real estate.
So much fun though. It's like whenever I go to a different city, like wherever it is that I'm going, that's like, is there a thrift shop nearby? Because like I need to go. I'm going up to Oregon later this summer. You know, if all goes well and whatnot.
Oh yeah, I really want to go to Oregon. That's like
Oregon. I'll be up there and
taking the Dan, one full day. He comes up out there, dude.
Shout out Danny.
Yeah, Danny, man.
Boy, I met him like a month ago, and we like literally chatted it up for like 3 hours on Instagram till like 2:00 in the morning. And I was like, dude, what are we doing up so late? We're like, just chatting, you know, just hanging out with the boys.
Yeah. Shout out Danny.
Shout out Dick for Danny.
Yeah. But we'll,
There's some pages that you love, like to check out. I mean, for Nike, are there some pages that like you really, really like that are more low key on the lower key side? You know,
Probably Manny Rocks. I think that's his name. Manny Rocks.
Oh yeah, from Germany, I think.
I don't know where he's from, but he's really cool. He's really knowledgeable. He knows a bunch of his stuff. He's really cool to chat it up with. What's another Nike page?
I mean, we always talk with all the Nike kids like
Yeah.
Jay and Vu, but I'm not trying to think. I'm trying to that low key page. I don't know. Manny is probably the coolest. He's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't think of my head. Let me see if I can find someone on.
So I had a question for you guys. So I know I'm assuming that you guys mainly want to collect like 90s stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is that what you guys mainly like 90s Nike? That's like what you guys were mainly into?
I don't know. I just I think 90s is what like fits me best. I like to wear, you know, some t-shirts. I'm not wearing one right now, but 90s. I found like 80s before. I've had like one 80s t-shirt, and I thought it was gonna fit me and whatnot. This is a while back before I even like started posting about it. It was a blue 80s, just a basic essential t-shirt.
Yeah, I love
I
that.
just didn't like how it fit, and it was just all right. I found out 90s fit better, and so I like 90s. I don't know.
Yeah, 70s. It's hard to find a good fitting 70s shirt, especially when they've been like washed and worn so many times. They just start to shrink naturally. But like with like the newer stuff.
Yeah, I've never found like anything like 70s before. I mean, it doesn't mean that I don't like it, but it's just I particularly like 90s a lot. Like
Yeah,
80, 88,
like,
89.
You guys post like a lot of Michael Jordan stuff.
Yeah.
And, like, obviously, like that's my favorite basketball player of all time. But for me, it's just like something that you see a lot of Michael Jordan stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's so cool still. Like I love Michael Jordan stuff. But I'm looking for like the weird and obscure stuff that you don't see often.
Yeah.
And that's like what I draw into Nike, like the weird stuff. Like, why would they do this line? Like, what was the purpose behind this? You know, it's not like a running tee. It's some like this is like for sunglasses. Like,
Right.
you know, you don't see that stuff ever. And so like it's some stuff like I need to have. Oh, the guy I got this off of, he's really cool. Low key page, Vintage Sport. He's a really cool guy. He lives in the UK, I believe.
Oh, wow.
Italy? No, not Italy. Is it Italy? Italy or France? Let me hold up.
But he's cool. Yeah.
I guess another part would be like with 70s shirts, like that's like the history. Like Nike wasn't always as popular as it was today, especially like back in the 70s. So just like how they like built their brand into this huge empire, like that's when those shirts were being made, right? Like that's all part of Nike's history. So it's really cool to just see like how they outsourced their name to like all these marathons and stuff, like just building their brand. And like those shirts are a piece of that like branding history.
Yeah, definitely.
Going back to Grant's question, like how you were asking about the 70s or 80s shit.
Yeah.
I always post 90s shit. Like I'm like a 90s person, you know? And to me, like at heart, before all this, I'm a sneakerhead. Like I have mad kicks, so like I'm into like fucking shoes and shit, but fucking shoes are expensive as fuck. And the only way I can get there is reselling my way there. You get me? That's what I'm doing with this kind of shit. You feel me? Like I'm reselling my shit to get what I want because I can't dip into my bank account for that shit. You get me?
Yeah, I get that. I respect.
I mean, it's really nice because me and Grant like the same Nike. So whenever you want something, we split it. So it's kind of a win-win situation. At the end of the day, we split the piece, but in 20, 30 years, I don't know how that's going to really go down when we have to set up this stuff. It's just going to suck, but we'll see. I don't know. I really don't want to think about that.
Connor still has a 70 shirt that I need from him that he will not sell me because he's a butt.
You're talking about this?
No, don't even show it. Just,
Wait, show it. I want to see what it is.
like I was saying, I like the essential swoosh. And he pulled this at Burlingame. It's on a freaking pinwheel tag.
So hard to
Oh,
tell.
wow. Oh, wow.
He was like, dude, oh my God, I just came
Probably
up.
fit me.
Okay, like he showed this. I was like, oh, that's still sick, right? And they showed me the tag. I was like, fuck, I need that so bad. And he still will not sell it to me. I'm coming to you, Connor.
But I'm not selling it to anybody else. Don't worry. It's not going anywhere.
I'm coming to eat you, bro.
Yeah, that's the 70 shit I'm not really into because, like how you guys are saying, the whole fit of it, you know.
Yeah,
But it's
you
like,
want to wear something. That's why. You want to like be able to wear it, right?
yeah, there's like
Yeah.
hardcore collectors though on 70s shit, which is insane.
I mean, it's so cool to see like the pinwheel graphic on the tag.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not taking that away. It's like they're super sick. I just like I can't wear it.
Yeah.
I get that.
We have a pinwheel shirt that is a pretty big one, honestly. Grant just
really?
bought.
Oh yeah, I got this on Depop.
Yeah, we be sourcing like crazy right now, honestly.
Dude,
Like,
with nothing else to do, it's
Yeah.
crazy. I'm buying a lot more shit that I'm supposed to. Oh wow.
Yeah. He said
Oh,
it was
wow,
90.
dude.
I was like, I just took a shot and bought it, and then boom.
Oh yeah, I remember you posted that something. You're like, how much you want to bet this is a pit? Was it that one?
Yeah.
Like, how much you want to bet this is a pinwheel tag?
Yeah, that's the one.
Wow.
It's like I think we have one more. Besides Connor's, I'm getting. Yeah, this is
Wow,
not the one we
dude.
have, but this one's chalk. But like we can fix it because it's like on the seam, but it's at Nike. You know.
Oh, dude, the shirt that was it your mom that fixed it?
oh, dude, it's right here,
Dude,
man.
crazy good.
Dude, so I literally woke up. Well, so I got this on eBay for like $30, and he had it up for like $100, and I was like, I'm gonna send him an offer for $30, and he took it. And I didn't think it was gonna be that bad when I got it, and it was way worse than I thought. And I was like, man, how am I gonna do this? And I know my mom. My mom is a really shout out my mom, honestly. She's that. And at night we were like kind of sewing it a little bit, but we weren't making too much process. And I woke up in the morning, and she's like walked into the room, and she's like holding this behind her back, and like she goes, "Oh, here you go."
Oh my god, dude, that's crazy good.
And it fits me like beautifully. It fits like so nice, and I was like shocked. It just the quality my mom can do on these shirts, like just it looks so good. Like it, and the person, so and the story behind it, which I had no clue. Some guy slid up on my story and said the reason why the shirt's cut like this was because whoever wore it was being transported to a hospital or potentially dying
dude.
in the emergency room.
Yeah.
And they had to cut off the shirt off of him. And so like it's not even straight cuts. Like on this sleeve, let me show you. It's literally like diagonal. I don't know if you can even see it.
Usually we and like the whole medical thing is we cut around either bullet holes or wounds or whatever.
Exactly. And so
Makes sense. That's crazy.
a lot of people are like, I don't even know why you like this because someone could have died in it. But even though weirdly enough,
Story.
this is crazy. This is like one of my
That's
favorites because it has such a good backstory to it. That's like the whole part about Nike. Like any kind of piece that has like some kind of history to it, or like even just like some sewing or like some repair to it or like anything. I think that's just crazy to me. Like back in the 40s and 30s, like miners would like strike their jeans with like matches, and on old jeans they'll still have the match strikes on the jeans, and
Or the candle wax.
Yeah.
From the lanterns on the pants.
That too, like that is
seeing like pants with like different like how they come out like naturally out of the bins.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't pull it off, but I think they look super, super sick.
Oh no, yeah, definitely. I mean, it's kind of hard to pull off stuff that's a little flashy, but some people make it work, and some people will definitely buy it for a lot of money. So you just gotta know what's what.
In regards to Nike tags, so I asked everybody that comes on here, does it matter to you guys if the hang tag on the inside is off of it? Do you prefer that the tag is on or
I
off?
prefer the tag is on.
I prefer,
Definitely on.
but like if it's not on, I still like know it's legit.
Yeah.
And it's like a good price. Like I'm gonna get it. I don't care. Like that's me personally. Like I have some stuff that doesn't have tags on it, but kind of like weirdly, I have a lot of the shirts over there are like they still have their tags on them.
Yeah.
And you can tell like the history behind the tag because, oh, I know this is 80s, this is 90s, oh, this is 70s, or oh, this is even before Nike had tags. They just put them on like random blank shirts or like vintage champion or whatever.
Like this one doesn't have no tag, which is sad, but it's got the nice back print.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one is also a tag you guys have probably never seen before. Did you see it?
From Brazil?
Yeah, made in Brazil. Nike Country.
Yeah.
This is a woman's shirt, but like it's history. I love it. I got it for really cheap, so.
That's
So
just
out of the three, you guys, who does the most buying or who spends the most?
Grant.
I would
Spends the
Definitely
least amount
Grant.
of money.
I have a question. Do you guys have separate PayPals or the same PayPal?
separate. That was like a huge thing when we first made it. We were upstairs in our room. We were like, we should make a thrift page. And we spent like an hour trying to figure out what's your name going to be. We're like, oh, we like Garfield, but, we can't think of a cool Garfield.
You guys used to have that graphic, huh?
Yeah, I drew a Garfield like logo for our account, but before
Connor upped it. And then, it was just like, are we got the same PayPal? Like, if I find something, do you guys get profit out of it? And like, it was a huge talk. And we said, let's all make different PayPals, and whatever you sell is yours, unless like a certain circumstance comes up where like you guys find the item at the same time, you grabbing it at the same time, then you split it, or like you spend the same money on it, like you split it, then it's half of yours, half his, or
Yeah, there's definitely circumstances where it's like we'll definitely like come together and work together to do certain deals and stuff.
No,
yeah.
But for the most part, there's
one time where when we first started thrifting and I had no clue about hypebeast stuff, at Savers I pulled a Bape like sweater, and it was like a 2003 Bape sweater, and I like knew a little bit about Bape, and I was like, oh, this isn't real, it doesn't have a gold tag on it.
Oh, this is so.
Connor was like, oh yeah, dude, this is fake, put it back. And I put it back, and he literally picks it up and is like, yeah. And it ended up being a stupid real Bape sweater from like an older time, and I was like, are you serious? And I was like, when we first started, that was so mad. I was just
that was blown a little out of proportion.
It just started a competition between us, but it was a kind of at the same time a friendly competition, just to like who can pull the best stuff.
So you guys work together as a team and whatnot. That's crazy, dude. I don't think I know any other page that like has more than one person on the account. That like
I do either. We're like the only people that own a page that's like three of us, which is really unique to me. But like I can't name another page that's maybe two people that do the same thing. They go to the same bins, they live together or whatever. It's cool.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Even our name.
Like, you guys all communicate like, oh, this guy, or I found it. It's probably like a lot easier to source if it's three of you guys and whatnot.
Yeah.
Oh, but the thing is, like, if we find a Nike, if me and my brother were to find a Nike piece, like most of the time we're just gonna split it, and it's gonna be me and my brothers. Connor doesn't really collect as much Nike. It's mainly me and my brother who collect all this stuff.
Connor loves Nike too. Like he's in it with us.
I like it, but like if I were to find any in the future, like it would definitely be going to the Twins because they have this burning passion for Nike.
Burning passion.
That's crazy. Do you guys? I was gonna ask you, like, what you guys fuck with the center swoosh wave?
The center swoosh.
The hoodie?
Like the hoodie?
Oh,
Yeah,
dude,
the Travis one.
Dude, I hate it.
That's right.
Like it?
I mean, it's so pretty. I have a bunch of like Nike hoodies that I wear all the time. Like all different colors, but none of them are center swooshes. And because before then, I'd sell those for like $20, like $25. I had like so many that would sell, and then Travis Scott wore it, and now they're like 150 a piece, which I think is just so stupid. Because like
Ridiculous,
it's
honestly.
ridiculous. Because it was as a '90s piece, and then a hype beast wore it at rap or whatever, and now it's this expensive hoodie that you can find only online for like $150 to like $300. I've seen sometimes.
It's kind of ridiculous, like that wave. I don't understand it still, and I always ask everyone that comes on. It's
Hmm.
honestly like I don't like it. I mean, if I cop one for super cheap, I might wear it, but I'm not gonna dish out like fucking 100+ for one, you know, for something so simple.
It's like those hype beasts that they go, "Oh my god, Travis Scott wore it. I gotta buy it." You know, it's
Yeah.
like annoying to me.
It might be annoying, but like for us, like as thrifters, like it's just one more item we can make like a little more money on, you know?
Right.
Like they're not super uncommon, you know? So it's like it's just another like
You
thing
know,
can
if you have
find.
the item that it'll go
Yeah.
quick, you know, rather quickly, whether you price it at, you know, a super steal or, you know, average market, it'll usually fly.
Yeah, and that was something we couldn't do a few years ago, right? So it's just like a little bit more money to be made possibly. So I'm not going to complain in that area.
I don't complain because I just hate how it like blew up like that, and you know, I wish it blew up because like, oh my god, look at this super cool Nike hoodie that like so cool center swoosh. You know, no one wore it before, and then because of that, it rose the value a lot. That's how I wish it happened, not because some rapper wore it or whatever.
Before the hype, you know.
Yeah, before the hype, exactly.
Like how the 49er chalkline jackets. I don't even know.
God,
Dude, okay. I had 2 of those sitting in like my closet for probably 2 years. I kid you not. I was like, these are like $20 jackets to me. Like they're trash. Like everyone always has a chalkline starter jacket, and then you always pull them at bins. Like they were so common. And I was at a flea market one day, and my friend was like, dude, you should look at these chalkline jackets, like what they're selling for. I'm like, okay. I look them up. They're selling for like $350 for one. And I was just like, are you serious? And so I listed them both that day, and I made like 500 off of just 2 chalkline jackets. I had just sitting in my closet for like years. And
was it the chalkline jacket with the guy like mining in the back?
No.
Common ones, so just the regular gold satin, and then it has the 49ers on the back. I literally sold one of them for like 300, and then I sold the other one that was like, it was beat, like it had stains and cuts all over it for like $200. I was like that is something I don't even understand how.
I used to have one. I used to have a size small one. I sold for $35.
Oh, yeah.
This is way before, dude. And to this day, like when I post about it, the guy that bought it off me, he's like, I still have it. By the way, I'm not gonna sell it, you know, but like, I bought it at a good time. I'm like, you did.
Great time. See, I don't understand how like the market just
fluctuates. It's crazy how that shit works.
Like how Travis Scott has like the SBs and everything. Like all SBs are expensive.
Yeah.
Like all Nike Dunks are like, it's crazy. Like any old Nike Dunk is worth some.
Yeah.
That's a cool one, but we've
Have
never
you seen
pulled
this
one of
one?
those.
Yeah,
I've seen that one.
There's actually so many so those are called fanmations, if you didn't know.
Yeah.
There's so many out there, like different like Dodgers, not Dodgers, the Chargers, like anything. Like they even have college teams that have like Bengals, which is another team, but there's like a lot of that fanmation art out there, which is super cool.
Yeah. I like how like certain lines will have like, I'm pretty sure this is a chalk line.
There you go, a script.
Oh, script hat. There you go. Fuck.
Yeah.
Dude, those also went up in value, like
yeah, dude.
Like,
this is the wool one too. The 100% wool.
Oh shit, that's a good one. I think the corduroy ones are worth a little bit more.
Yeah, I copped this one off of fucking OfferUp for like $8.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
so question. do you guys have like any like claim to fame that like I don't know you met someone through thrifting, then like something that's like really cool claim to fame moment for your account?
I mean, I met a lot of the guys from Sacramento.
Okay.
Was it? There's like local guys. You guys know Kyle, Gold City Thrift,
Well,
Norville.
Don't know Gold City.
I don't think I do.
I think it's Gold City Thrift. Yeah, Kyle. I met Alien Thrifts.
Alan's the boy.
Dude, yeah, I met him. Pretty much all Casey.
Casey's the boy.
A lot of the guys from Sacramento, dude.
He was just like us. He's like, I think he's like 17 or 18 now.
He's still in high school, I'm pretty sure.
Shop, right? It was like
he has a shop, which is crazy. He's like doing this already, and he's so young in the game. He knows so much. It's kind of crazy.
I met. Let's see. Vintage.
Hey, what do you mean claim to fame? Like, what does that like mean? Sorry.
Well, for us, like I'll give you a claim to fame moment.
Yeah, this is a good moment.
We went to round 2. It was me, Victor, and Connor. Like first time. Like I haven't been in LA for like 8+ years. We're like, okay, we're going to round 2 and hopefully see Sean because they just dropped the Sean shoe, and Connor got the Sean shoe for $150 in the raffle. Lucky guy.
Wow.
And so we go in there, we see Sean, we're like, holy shit, it's Sean Witherspoon. Like he's like to me like the father of
It's like the thrifting idol.
Yeah. Thrifting idol, exactly. And we go, hey Sean, like we came from Dublin, California. It's like near the Bay. We have a bunch of vintage we like to sell you guys. He's like, yeah, I'll take a look at all of it. Just bring it all in. So we're like, holy shit, we're about to sell clothing to like this celebrity. Some people might not claim him as a celebrity, but
I think he's pretty well known around like the area.
Oh yeah, in the area, of course. But like some people like that don't know shoes, or like you go, oh, you know Sean Witherspoon? Like, no, I don't know him. But some people consider him a celebrity and some don't. So we go in, we're selling to him, chatting it up. It's really cool, talking about like, oh, where we found this piece, and like 20 minutes later, we sort of noticed like everyone's getting like cleared out of the store, and just like us three in there with Sean and some of the employees. We're like, what's going on right now? And we see these huge bodyguards walk in, and right behind them was Lil Yachty.
Oh wow!
And Lil Yachty comes in. You know, I know Lil Yachty's like he goes there quite often to buy stuff, and he just hops on the table. He's like, "What's up, Sean?" And he's like not even talking to us. I don't think he said a word to us, which is kind of funny. And he's like, "Oh, what you looking through?" He's like, "Oh, some vintage." And he's like, "Oh, let me look." So he's like starts digging through our stuff, and he pulls out like some things. Like, "Oh, these are sick. Like, let me buy these." And he like spends like twice the amount I would even price the item for. He's like,
oh shit!
For that, you know, cool Nike windbreaker, Connor. Let me give you like $100 for 2 of them.
Like, what the hell?
And so he starts like buying stuff. We're like, okay, we got like sold all this stuff. We made a lot of money.
I have a video of it on our story.
Yeah, this was
I barely see, but
there's on our page.
There's Yachty, and he's like wearing all his like bling on his neck.
There's a video of it on your.
Yeah.
It's on our one of the
saved videos.
Yeah. Highlights. Yeah.
So, I can put it on. I want to see. Hold up.
But basically, I tried to take a video of him and a picture, and the security guard was like, "Hey, I'm gonna need you to delete that." And I'm like, "Oh my god, these guys are not messing around." So they did not let us take videos of him, but we got like
I got some pictures.
We got one video of him, but the part that was even crazier after that was that like 2 or 3 weeks later, Lil Yachty posted a video or a picture of him at the MTV Awards, and he was wearing a crew neck that I sold to him.
Oh wow!
One of the crew necks I sold to him, and I have a picture of him on our page of him wearing it, and it's like some random crew neck, but it's crazy because he sold it and he bought it from me, and a lot of people started reprinting that the graphic onto shirts because of Lil Yachty wearing it.
Wow.
And that was like probably the craziest day in itself. And
Jesus.
It really sucked because our car got broken into right after round 2. Like we went to another store after round 2, and our car got broken into while we were there. And they said, "Look it, he's wearing my crew neck."
Oh wow.
Yeah, but it's crazy that he actually wore it, and then they started making shirts of it.
Yeah, that was the funny part.
Yeah, so that was definitely like 6-7 months of us into thrifting, and we like sold to the little yachty, and we were like, oh my god, that's insane. Like that was just really cool moment for us. The round 2 video.
Oh,
Where is it
shit. Vintage Nike in fashion. All right. What do you?
at?
Oh shit.
But yeah, you can see him in the background.
You see Connor wearing
So wacky.
Yeah,
but
but
spoons and
Crazy, dude. I love when Sean's behind the booth, dude, buying.
dude, it was
Buy
a
box more than the rest of the guys. Like
Oh,
when
yeah.
I go in there and sell, it's like with the other guys, I say like I try and have a conversation with them. They're just like folding the shirt and they set everything aside.
yeah.
With Sean, like I was there one time when I took a picture with him, and I was actually gonna sell his shoes that day. I was like, well, I want to get some extra cash. And he walked in through the door. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna take these back. I got those signed, and then he like looked through some clothes and whatnot, and like the guy that was passing up on shit is like most of the stuff he was like looking at and whatnot. So with Sean, I think it's so much better to shop with him or like have him buy stuff.
definitely. I mean, I think
box.
he appreciates vintage.
Right, more than the rest of the guys.
Like he has a love for it that in a lot of people's eyes, like they don't love it as much as he would have. But he's just the godfather of everything, honestly. He's so cool. Just that one time meeting him was very interesting.
Super chill dude. It's like easy to have a conversation with.
Super easy, yeah.
I met him once and it was I thought it was the fucking greatest day of my life, dude.
You know, I have a picture of him, Sean. I was in New York and I ran into him at fucking Flight Club.
Oh, wow.
It was like faded as fuck, just in there, just like with his homies.
Damn.
How do you feel about Sean going to overdo Adidas?
Oh man, it hurts.
Right?
Like I don't know. I mean, he's a man and he knows what he's doing. He's
Right.
I don't know if he's in it for the money, but he's definitely. I don't think he's in it for the money. Honestly, I think he's in it for like
Leaving an impression. Of
Yeah.
Right. Just branching off and trying to leave
Yeah.
as many footmarks as possible. But
I wish he stayed with Nike to create some crazy other shoes. But like, he can do what he wants, and he's a really cool guy, and he's just gonna leave his impression on the world, and everyone should know him for.
I also want to say like Sean himself was someone that made me get into Nike. Like just him posting, like I know he always posted his Nike before and like just even it was just like regular stuff, but for me that was like wow, like Nike is so cool. Just like he was just displaying such interesting stuff I had never seen before, and it kind of got me into this. Like to think of who got me into Nike, it was probably Sean, honestly.
Yeah. Regardless of who he's with, I'm still gonna get the shoes, rock with it, whatever, because it's his line,
Yep.
But I just wish he would have stayed with Nike.
Yeah.
It was funny because before I knew anything, my bad on interruption, but on the whole Nike hike thing, way before I knew anything about like vintage Nike and shit like that, I thought that was him on like when he had his beard and hat on and whatnot.
Yeah.
I was like, oh dude, they have like his own shirts and whatnot, and then I came across View Vintage and I was like, what the fuck?
Dude,
that's when I knew nothing, dude.
Whenever I see a Nike shirt, it literally, in my eyes, it looks like Sean Witherspoon going like, yeah.
Right, it does. Like, he had his beard.
Yeah, exactly.
It was just like him. It's like, oh, wow.
It's like it's like Sean in a shirt, literally. And this is the perfect display of that.
Man.
I think right now, it's been like an hour and 20 minutes.
Jeez, dude.
Yeah, this is definitely your long
lies, dude.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
So we're just, do you guys have anything else? I think I'm gonna end it right now because I'm trying to make it like at least an hour and a half.
That's good. No, not really. I mean, hey, if you know anyone who's got some crazy Nike stuff, then we're here.
Let the people know where they can find you, dude. Like your page.
Yeah. So on our Instagram, you can follow us at 3word Thrifts.
Not 3 World.
Oh yeah, I know. My bad. That was
Everyone
me.
always calls us 3 World.
I
don't know
me.
why. But 3word Thrifts. hit us up. We have a lot of story sales. We really charge cheap on our stuff. We kind of just throw our stuff out for deals. Like if you have anything in mind that you want specifically, just hit us up and we'll look through our stuff and see if we have anything that you would like. Yeah, that's how we do it.
All right, guys. Well, I'm going to end the podcast here. Thank you for everyone that has tuned in and watched. I really appreciate all the feedback that I've been getting. And, hit up Nico too. He's part of this too. It's not just me. So make sure you guys are showing him love and making sure that, he's staying safe at home, quarantine and chilling. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm starting to post all the episodes on my website. So if you want to check out the episodes, they'll be on my website. All you have to do is just go to the link in the bio of my Instagram if you're on my Instagram. And you're going to, on the top of the page, pretty much, there's a podcast section. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Let us know in the comments down below if you're watching this on YouTube. Who should we have next on the podcast? I would really appreciate a lot of feedback from you guys. It honestly keeps me going because I love when I talk to you guys and, socialize, like, other than, talking about clothes, maybe like talking about something else, So we're going to end it here. Thank you, Grant, Connor, and Victor for coming on. I really appreciate you guys.
Thanks for having
Dude, this is fun, dude.
Yeah.
This was very much needed. I'm so happy that we got all of this.
It was funny because you were like, "Oh, I'm kind of nervous."
Oh, dude, I was hella nervous. I was like, man, what am I gonna talk about? Like, I'm trying to think what I can talk about, but dude, this thing went way smoothly, honestly.
Yeah.
Yo, so any suggestions on which Nike page or which page we should have on next to feature in the
Manny,
future?
Literally,
Manny?
Honestly, Manny's a boy. He's really cool. He's really knowledgeable. He knows a lot about Nike. He's really into like 70s and 80s stuff. That's more what he collects. He's got tons of Heat shoes, anything. Maybe vintage sport, but he lives in France, so that would be like a kind of a a little harder podcast to do. But
I'd have to do it like at crackhead hours and shit.
yeah. You had Danny on here yet?
Yeah.
Digging with Danny?
Digging with Danny, yeah.
Yeah, he was the second person on here.
Okay, I can remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, what about people who do a lot of like 90s stuff, like more of their speed? Because like we're a lot more like 70s stuff.
Dude, there's not a lot of pages that I know that are like really. I mean, I know a lot of Japanese guys that like post their collections, but I don't know a lot of like personal people that. I mean, I know you two are definitely probably you and Boo Vintage and Nike Tees are like the biggest Nike 90s.
Dude.
Yeah, Nike Tees are the shit.
Oh yeah.
You can get.
You gotta unblock me for some reason.
Oh my god.
Dude, yeah.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, dude.
What?
He watches
I
these,
don't
bro.
know. On my page, on Hype Creams, I don't know what it is that I did, what I said, but I'm blocked on this account.
What?
He
But on my
watches
personal
these. Keep
page,
saying this.
I'm
so
always
you
buying, always hitting him up, dude. Every live that he has, I'm always on. I'm like, yo, unblock me. I don't know what it is, dude.
Ask him. What the heck?
He's like, I don't have you blocked. I don't know what it is. I just can't see your page.
Did you even?
You're not blocked from my end.
Oh, that's so interesting, bro. Oh, maybe we'll get him up or something.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
If you guys feel like you're a candidate to be on the show, go ahead and hit me up, and maybe we can make that pop in. Just trying to get more people on here. I think I'm gonna do one more podcast, and then I might do like it wouldn't be like a podcast like dedicated to like just one person. I think might bring in like all the previous people that have been on it, and we just hop on Zoom and just talk.
That'd be
dope. Like an
Yeah,
interview.
so I think that's what I'm gonna do for like I'll consider it the intermission or whatever fucking season.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna fucking do with that. So like, I mean, you guys already see like I'm thinking about shit, but thanks for coming on, guys.
Dude, bro. Good, dude. That's what you got to be doing right now.
I'm gonna end it right there. So